Well, Dr. Oleka, we spend millions, if not billions of dollars in police training and in our law for our law enforcement. And I always find it interesting for people to say we need better training in the police. Like, how bad is the police training? Just how bad is it? And if it's that bad, why are these police officers even on at work? Like, where does the lack of police training fit into all of this? I never understand why people say police need better training, as if the training that they have that exists is horrific, but we're still utilizing law enforcement. And why do we need more money for more training? It's just confusing to me in that way. And there are plenty of programs, grants, state, federal programs already that help people who are in need of options for employment. So I don't know. And how do you pick out somebody who may be a mass shooter tomorrow and tell them the day before, hey, come join this program?
Well, I think it'd be a little bit more detailed than that, but let me try to address each of your comments. With law enforcement, I don't think it's necessarily more money so much as it is just better training. And what I mean by that specifically is you saw what happened in the shooting in Texas. Law enforcement explicitly just did not follow the steps and the protocols with regard to what you're supposed to do for a mass shooting in a school.
But Dr. Oleka, that's not training. That's the lack of execution of the training, because they were trained on how to handle mass shootings. They were trained on that specifically. So it's the lack of the execution, because it's very difficult to be trained and then that training be put into action. That's when you don't know what the hell you gonna do.
Exactly, Tammy. That's because nobody knows how they're gonna respond in a mass shooting. That's a very stressful situation that you wouldn't have experienced prior. And I don't think it's a training issue. And I feel like with these shooters, it's the AR-15 and there's no profile. There used to be a profile. Dr. Oleka, you say these people are listers without a job. Whether Uvalde shooter worked at Wendy's 40 hours a week. He had a job. You know, we can't look at these shooters and say there was a time we'd be like, oh, the mass shooters are white. The one in the hospital was a black guy and he was married. We'd say, oh, they were incels. This guy was married. He had called his wife right before he shot up the hospital. So there's no look. There's no look. There's no one way. There's no one size fits all. Everybody's going crazy right now. And not to say they have mental illness, because a lot of times that's an excuse. But there needs to be something done with these AR-15s, these assault rifles specifically. And I don't think anybody, if you can't buy beer, you should not be able to buy an assault rifle. And people say, oh, well, 18, you can go into the military. Well, yeah, but they check their weapons in before they go to bed in the military every evening. They don't go to sleep with these weapons. So it's a false argument. These AR-15s need to be taken out of the hands of, in my opinion, everyone.